وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. سبحانك اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. أما بعد, Alhamdulillah, we have with us today one of our sheikhs, Sheikh Abdul Hamid Kishk Yandu. He's a son of one of our sheikhs in Ghana, Sheikh Bashir Yandu, and Alhamdulillah, he's a very bright and intelligent young man, inshallah. We invited him this place so that maybe we are going to learn something from his knowledge. Brothers and sisters, first of all, we have to respect the event, inshallah. First, we need to control our conduct in terms of our movement, going back and forth. Please should be limited. In case of if it is hot here or if it is crowded, we still have a place here, inshallah. Even if you cannot see the face of the sheikh, you can still hear his voice, inshallah. We are going to have the lecture, at least, inshallah, it's going to be maybe minimum of 45 minutes or 30 minutes, inshallah. 45 or 1 hour. 45 or 1 hour, inshallah. And after that, whoever have a question regard to the topic that the sheikh is going to digest tonight, you can ask the question, and the question has to be limited questions. It's going to be only for the purpose, only is going to relate it only to the topic that sheikh is going to make. Number one, sheikh today, inshallah, he's going to explain to us the relation between wife and her husband, and how we are going to have a very good Muslim house, how we're going to train our children, how we're going to raise our children. All sheikh is going to touch something like this, inshallah, and we're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it a very successful night to us. We're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the reward of tonight, inshallah. فليتفضل مشكورا شيخنا وبارك الله فيك. I think if we will have one of the young ones, we have no Tanwir. Tanwir is not here tonight, and maybe Abbas is here. Abbas can recite the Quran before the Sheikh. We'll start, inshallah, because the best thing that we have to do all the time it is, before we start making any speech, we have to recite the Quran first before we are going to do anything. Abbas, can I recite something, inshallah? Jazakallahu khairan.
I stay here.
That's all.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إذ تستغيثون ربكم فاستجاب لكم أني ممدكم ب1000 من الملائكة مردفين وما جعله الله إلا بشرى ولتطمئن قلوبكم به وما النصر إلا من عند الله إن الله عزيز حكيم. إذ يغشيكم النعاس أمنة منه وينزل عليكم من السماء ماء ليطهركم به ويذهب عنكم رجز الشيطان وليربط على قلوبكم ويثبت به الأقدام. إذ يوحي ربك إلى الملائكة أني معكم فثبتوا الذين آمنوا سألقي في قلوب الذين كفروا الرعب فاضربوا فوق الأعناق واضربوا منهم كل بنان. صدق الله العظيم.
بارك الله فيك يا عباس وجزاك الله خيرا. Now we are going to, inshallah, give the speaker to our Sheikh, inshallah, to start with us. شيخنا تفضل مشكورا بارك الله فيك.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ولا عاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم عبد الله ورسوله. Brothers and sisters in Islam, we thank the Almighty Allah for blessing us with such a wonderful day. We thank Him for His mercies that He's bestowed upon us. We bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except the Almighty Allah. We also bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His servant and His messenger. Today is a Wednesday which corresponds with the 5th day of Muharram, 1441 years after the hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It also corresponds with the 4th day of September 2019. We pray that this day bears positive witness upon us on the day of Qiyamah, and we ask the Almighty Allah to forgive us our shortcomings. It's with much humility I sit in front of you today to discuss very, very important issues when it comes to Islam. But before then, I want to pay homage and acknowledge my father and my Sheikh Yahya sitting here. He has described me as a Sheikh. I can't say he's not telling the truth, but in reality I am not a Sheikh. I am no Mufti, I'm a student. And as we speak right now, I'm on holidays from school. So I'm still a student and I'm open to learning, I'm open to corrections, and I'm open to positive criticisms. So please, after the lecture, if you have anything that you disagree with, my doors are open for corrections. And I believe it is one of the ways that makes me a better human being. When I listen to other people's opinions, when I listen to other people's point of view, I pick one or two things from that and then I include it in my own day-to-day activities. Furthermore, I claim no mastery in any of the Islamic sciences, and I'm not the best person to speak on this particular issue. I even believe I'm the most unqualified person to speak on it, because talking about a home and marriage life, it is not only theoretical, it's much more of a practical thing. And those of us who are married, our fathers here who have gray hair, I know much more than me when it comes to the field. But I've just been honored as a guest to speak on that. When we observe the world now, governments across the world are spending billions of dollars every year to protect the planet. We always talk about climate change. We always talk about global warming. There has even been a special forum on global warming every year. Recently, we've heard of the Amazon forest in fire and in flames. And all that we want to do in life is we want to protect the earth. We want to protect the environment that we're living in. That is why even you have issues like endangered species, species that are in extinction. So it's a good thing, but one important aspect of our environment that is key and we really forget about it is the protection of our families. If we put enough resources in protecting endangered species, we should also have enough time and resources in protecting our families. Because these families are the ones that are going to live on this earth to protect these endangered species. But the world now, we're living in a society that is even against family values. We live in communities, or we are bedeviled by policies that are against the family unit. Some policies are even directed towards, disintegrating the family, putting everything aside. And it's very, very dangerous, because no community will really survive without an ideal family. We are all here as a family. Individually, we belong to families. It is these single families that come together to form the community. So we need to pay real attention to our family unit, to our family structure, to the components of the family. It's very, very important. Because when the family disintegrates, the society disintegrates. Because if you find a community that is bedeviled with drug abuse, it is because there are issues in the family. We cannot have a good government when we don't have good family system. We cannot have good businesses when we have bad family structures. We cannot have good leaders when we have bad family structures. We complain of corruption in our leaders. They didn't enter government before they started being corrupt. They were corrupt before they entered the government. And then where did they pick it from? They picked it from their families. So it's very, very important we take a second look at our family structures. The problems that we are facing of the age, whether it is rape, whether it is gun violence, whether it is gangstering, whether it is internet fraud, whether it is cybercrime, whatever it is, if we have a sound family foundation, it is the solution to solving these problems. That is why the Almighty Allah is very, very particular about family. Family. Even the prophets, all of them, or majority of them, had families. وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُمْ أَزْوَاجًا وَذُرِّيَّةً. The prophets had wives and they had families. So it's very, very important. Number one, the family is instrumental for our survival. Why is the family instrumental for our survival? The family is the only source of production of new human beings. Because if there are no families, we will not get a new set of human beings filling the earth. That is why marriage is very, very important in the life of the world itself. Because in marriage, we produce legitimate children. You are living in America, and then you know how hard is it to be a single parent. You know how difficult it is to be a single parent, especially if you are a woman. It's very difficult. That is why we need to complement each other. The two members of the family, the first unit of the family, the man and the woman, should complement each other. I know you live in a country where other people think that males and males can form a family, or female can form a family. That is what they believe in. But then naturally, ideally, psychologically, psychiatrically itself, a man and a man can never be a family. And a woman can never be a family. They can't produce. And even if they go and adopt a baby or a child, they cannot take care of the child ideally. Because every baby needs the masculine touch of the father and also needs the feminine touch of the mother. And no man can give you a feminine touch better than a woman. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And then recently I read a new research that says there is no gene, G-E-N-E, that is attributed to same marriage. It is not true. Any doctor that tells you we have that gene in us is telling you a lie. It's not true. The family is ideally made of the father and the mother through marriage. That is what we believe in as Muslims. If you are living with a woman that you are not married to her now, know that it is not Islamic. Islam doesn't know it. Islam doesn't accept it, and then you're killing yourself spiritually. So the ideal family is made up of a man and a woman who are married. That is one. And each member of this family has a role to play before other members of the family come in. When I say other members of the family, that is the children. That is why in Surah Ar-Rum, chapter 30 of the Quran, the Almighty Allah says on the 20th verse, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ إِذَا أَنْتُمْ بَشَرٌ تَنْتَشِرُونَ وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. He goes on further, he says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِلْعَالِمِينَ. Allah is telling us that He created all of us from dust, and from dust became human beings. So the next verse, He tells us that He created from us our spouses, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that we have peace and tranquility towards the wife. So the first and most important aspect of any family is peace and tranquility in that home. You need to create an atmosphere of peace and tranquility in your home. It's very, very important. And how are you going to create this atmosphere of peace and tranquility? The first one is let your family, you, your wife, and your children understand that the sustainer, the cherisher, the creator, the provider is Almighty Allah. Let them understand that. If you put Allah first in your relationship, He is going to take you places. The problem we are facing today is that we think we know it all. So we segregate Allah to the background. That is our problem. We think we've read books on relationship. We've been to relationship experts. We've seen sex therapists. We've read books. We've listened to motivational speakers. We've been to counselors. Yes, it is good to go to a counselor. It is good to read books on relationship. But the number one key component of every successful marriage is put Allah first. It's put Allah first. If you put Allah first, you will find things easy in your marriage. But then if you put materialism first, you have problems in your marriage. And that is where we go wrong. When we go to see the women, to talk to them, and to lie to them in quotes for them to marry us, we put in front of them our credentials, our material positions, our technical know-how. We don't put Allah at first to them. So the woman is already whitewashed about what you're going to give her in the marriage. So the moment you get married and then you bring her to your house, and then she sees that you're living in a one-room apartment instead of the three that you told her, chaos and confusion sets in. When she realized that you only earn $1,000 a week when you told her you earn $5,000. So she comes with a mindset of coming to spend rich. And then she realizes that it is not like that. And then it becomes a problem. So first and foremost, teach your family who Allah is. Number one. The hadith of Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas said he was on the same donkey with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, Ya gulam, inni u'allimuka kalimatin ihfadhillaha yahfadhak. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, oh my boy, I'm going to teach you some few words. The first one is ihfadhillaha. Be mindful of Allah. Yahfadhak. Almighty Allah will protect you. Ihfadhillaha tajidhu amamak. Be mindful of the Almighty Allah. You will always find Allah in front of you. So it's very, very important we let our families, especially our women folk, understand who Allah is. If she really knows who Allah is, and then she appreciates who Allah is, wallah, you have peace of mind. You will live a life of peace. You will not have thousands of dollars in your pocket, but you become a king in her heart. But then if you don't teach her who Allah is, especially you're living in a country that is very, very fast moving. So a few days ago I was in Los Angeles, and it was a whole different thing. We went to a shop in Beverly Hills, Sheikh, and we went window shopping. I saw a watch of $10,000. I asked them, how much is it? He said $10,000. I said, are you really sure you mean it? And the lady she looked at me from up and down, and then she herself, I know, she will say it in her head that this man is not from here. You live in a fast-moving nation. You live in a country whereby if you cannot pay your bills, you sleep on the streets. Downtown LA, I saw people sleeping on the streets. In Beverly Hills, I saw people sleeping on the streets. In Hollywood, I saw people sleeping on the streets because they cannot pay their bills. But if you let your wife and your children understand that Allah is the giver, He is the provider, He is the sustainer, He is the cherisher. Wallahi, if you give them $10 a day or $50 a week, they will appreciate it and pray, and Almighty Allah would put barakah in it. And people would think you are a millionaire, but in actual sense, you are a millionaire in the heart. You are content. هي القناعة فاحفظها تكن ملكا لو لم تكن لك إلا راحة البدن فانظر إلى من ملك الدنيا بأجمعها هل راح منها بغير القطن والكفن. It's very important. So the Almighty Allah said, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that you have peace and tranquility towards that wife. And I tell you, in reality, it is only the woman can give you peace and tranquility in your home. A man cannot give man peace and tranquility. If you have a problem, and then you go to your male friend, he will only tell you jargons. And if he is not a good friend, he will put you into drinking so that you forget the problems. But if you have a wife, a woman, and you have problems and then you go home to her, the moment you enter the house, you will know that you have problems. And then she's willing to help and solve those problems. The Almighty Allah said, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. The Almighty Allah placed between us and our wives love and mercy. Most often than not, anytime there is a marriage, it is only the girls that we come and always advise them. And then we don't advise the boys. I think it is something that we face, especially in our African communities. Most of us are from Africa here, I can see from our faces. We only advise the girl. Be humble, be nice, be good to him, be obedient. But then the boys, we don't tell them anything. We don't advise them. We don't counsel them. So the boys enter marriage and then they have a different view altogether about marriage. He thinks the woman is his slave. He thinks the woman is there to do his chores for him. He thinks the woman is an animal. So anything that happens, he is quick to lift his hand to beat. And you know that most of the troubles we have in our marriages are from us the males. That is the truth. Some young men are not even qualified to get married. We are not qualified. You can't even take care of yourself. How can you take care of someone else's daughter? Most often than not, we prepare for the day of the marriage at the expense of the married life itself. That is the dilemma of the day. We put or we save thousands of dollars to spend on one day, and that's it. But then, how to live with a woman, how to stay with a woman is what we lack. But the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us all this. How to live with a woman, how to stay with a woman, how to take care of a woman. And it is a science in Islam that you must study. It's very, very important. Because as human beings, as males and females, we differ in our anatomies, we differ in our psychological makeups, we differ in almost everything. So if you expect your wife to behave the same way you are behaving, sorry my father, you're wrong. She's not going to behave that way. because she's of a different makeup. Same way you are not going to be 100% for your wife, she's also not going to be 100% for you. That is why it's very, very important. Patience steps in. One of our friends was getting married some time ago, and then we were told to advise him. I told him, patience. 1. 2, take your wife as a 2-year-old girl, no matter how old she is. Take her as a 2-year-old girl. When a 2-year-old girl is being naughty or is doing something that is not right, do you get furious? No, because she's a baby, she doesn't know anything. You don't react. Take your wife that way, because women naturally can be naughty. I told him that. After a month, he called me and then he said, Sheikh, something happened in my room last night. I said, what happened? He said they were sleeping and the wife woke him up violently. And then he woke up and he asked her, what is wrong? What is going on? She said, I'll drink water. 2 a.m. She woke him up. He thought it was something was going to happen. Yes, what is it? She said, I'll drink water. You will drink water? She said, yes. Around this time, 2 a.m., and then you woke me up. Don't you know where the fridge is? She said, I'll drink water. He said he was sitting on the bed and then he was vibrating like this. He was furious. In his life, nobody has woken him up around 2 a.m. to say they'll drink water. And this is the first time someone is waking him up to drink water. He sat there on the bed vibrating. He looked at her and and then he remembered, and then he said he saw me in his mind telling him, be patient, be patient, be patient. He said, I left the bedroom, went to the kitchen, opened the fridge, brought her the sachet water. Back home, we don't normally use bottled water, we use sachet water. And then he brought the sachet water, and then she told him, open it for me. Then he opened, he tear open the mouth, he gave it to her, she drank. After drinking, she gave him back the polythene, and then she said, put it in the dustbin. He took it, and then he said he furiously threw the rubber to the wall of the room, and then she turned and then slept as if nothing has happened. And then he sat there for almost an hour on the bed looking at her, shaking his head. He doesn't understand what is happening. Women are our mothers. The Almighty Allah created them in a different way. And to have a peaceful home, please give her peace. And be tolerant and accommodative of some of her things. Because if you say you're going to react to everything, you divorce her every day. If you say you react to every act that she does, you will divorce every woman in the world. So it's very, very important you have a stable psychological mind. That is why it's very, very important we teach our young men, our sons, how to live with women. We have to teach them that. Because if he doesn't know that, he will take a woman for granted. And women are queens. When you treat her as a queen, she will treat you as a king. That's it. Action and reaction are opposite and equal. That is why the Prophet Muhammad, you find him with Aisha, and then the most romantic and most beautiful story the world has ever seen. He lived with a woman older than him, and then he lived with a woman too younger than him. So if you are getting married to a woman older than you, you already have a blueprint with the Prophet Muhammad. If you are going to live with a woman younger than you too, you have another blueprint with the Prophet Muhammad.